Hello everyone. Liam and I have been out catching a few perch tonight. Just figured I'd do a little live here while I'm flaying away. Might have to turn that around a little bit. Just trying to get the camera set up here. Doing a little fish filleting tonight. Me and Liam just caught a good charge of white perch. That should hold up all right. See a couple people's on there. We're just filleting a little fish tonight that Liam and I went on a little adventure today. Should be getting the video out in probably midweek. Went into a remote pond, pretty hard to get to, but tried it out. We got a good mess of perch there. I think we got 47 perch, a couple big pickerel. Tasty treats. Pretty much fillet the same way with one of these as you would a regular fillet knife, other than we leave the skin attached and flip it over and fillet it off. Most people, when they fillet, they flip the skin right off and they go by the tail here. But see, we get almost all the meat that's there. Got a good charge here. My father was alive. We used to catch hundreds of perch every year, and he was wicked good at this. He could do 3 or 4 a minute. He would really fly through them. Whoops, see, I made a mistake there. I cut that one off, so we got to hold that with a fingernail to get it off. There we go. I usually only get a few feeds a year now, so I don't stay practiced up like he did. Somebody said, hello, Wild Pinot out there in Pennsylvania. How are you this evening? These are what we call it here. These are white perch. They're probably one of the best eating fish in Maine. Some people that are the brook trout diehards will say brook trout, but these are beautiful white meat. hardly, very mild. A lot of other states probably yellow perch are more the common fare. They get a lot bigger. Here the yellow perch only, you don't catch them much over 5 or 6 inches very often. But these white perch is what we go after. They're the #1 table fare in my opinion. That and Costco. Out of state they call it burbot a lot. Lawyer fish. Whoops, you just fell down. Get your prop back up here. I should have brought a stand over there. I kind of did this last spur of the minute. Now we don't want to stand up. There we go. We'll see how long that lasts. It's filleting away. Got some nice white perch today. We just joined it. Beautiful white meat on those white perch. You can't beat it. Fry those up. Pretty tasty. Hardly any fish flavor. Even if you're not a fish fan, if you ever come to Maine, I recommend trying the white perch. Get a comment there. I think it's way easier with electric knife. I like it a lot. Maybe if you was a whole season veteran with a regular fillet knife, you might be able to whip right through them. But the only thing with the electric knife, we take the whole rib cage out. So if you was going to fillet this by hand, you technically could fillet behind that rib cage right there and get that little piece of meat that's right there. But on these white perch, I mean, it's paper thin. You could read the newspaper through it. So it's one of the sacrifices of using an electric knife, but makes a good fillet. I don't know how good my internet connection is. Is it fairly clear there, or is it kind of choppy? Oh yeah, we're going to deep fry them, Island, that's for sure. That's what I like the best. We use all different kinds of coatings, all depending on how we feel. Sometimes we use just bread and egg wash, but lately I've been buying this for 50 cents a bag. You can buy this, it's a Cajun, Louisiana-style breadcrumb. Not a breadcrumb, it's got breadcrumbs in it, but it's got a cornmeal base. That's got a nice little kick to it, a nice little crunch. We've been using that a lot lately. Not much you can buy for 50 cents a bag nowadays, but you can buy a bag of fish fry. Say Sam Walton get 47 cents and 3 cents goes to the cornmeal farmer, I'd say. Like I was saying earlier, you can get through these pretty fast if you once you get practiced up with this knife. I only do a few feeds a year, so I'm not super practiced. But I was telling people earlier, my father could do about 3 a minute, so he could wind right through them pretty quick. Crystal clear, that's good. Glad to hear it. I've only ever done one other live feed, and that's when I had a giveaway one time, so I should have brought my cell phone holder out here. I got you kind of half propped up here on the front step here, trying to keep you up. Maybe if I do another one another time, I'll try to get you on a little better footing. There we go. Yeah, this was a real remote pond we went to. No boat launch on this one. We had to use the old fishing kayaks. Me and Liam went. No, Jackson's sick, and Danielle had some other things that she wanted to do, so Charlene stayed home with her. So just me and Liam went out, and the road's wicked rough in there. We had to, you'll see in the video when it comes out, we had to push that big 15 to 16-inch popple that fell down across the road and hop the old Nissan up over that with the fishing kayaks. Paddle way out, and we found them. It was pretty fast and furious there for a while. Didn't bring any anchor with us, and there was a little bit of wind, so we had to keep paddling up and letting the wind drift us back through the school. That's the way we kept going. But they seem to be in quite a wide range of depth of water. Sure, I'll mess up a few here. Miss a little bit of meat, but I'm already half as good as I can be. We're just trying to talk and do it at the same time. I'm not very multitasking. Hello, JP, out in the Adirondacks. I got to make it out there deer hunting one of these days. As far as I've made it so far is out to the Berkshires. I've been going out the last couple of years, but someday I got to make the push out to the old Adirondacks. Chase down a whitetail out in that country. Check it out. My old pal Hal Blood got a decent buck out there last year. I've been doing a little bit of video editing for Big Woods bucks there, and I edited up the Hollywood buck he got, the newest one that just came out. That's been fun. We got Joe LeBlanc. Used to be able to go out on the Great Lakes and catch a batch of yellow perch back in the day. And now it's all been taken over by walleye. Miss them perch. Good eating. Yeah, I can remember, I think it was my 8th grade graduation. My father took me out there around Labor Day to fish kings. And we was talking to people about perch, and that nobody, if they caught white perch, they said they never kept them, and even they had yellow perch in the restaurants out there. Yellow perch was the table fare. But I was saying earlier in the live stream that there's a few ponds around here that you can catch them up around 8 to 12 inches, but usually around here they're just short guys. But, yep. Oh, my battery's getting a little low here. I'm going to try to plug you in so I can keep you going. There, you're back alive now. It was down to 5% there. Whoop. Big green bug coming after me here. Quite a guy there. He wouldn't last very long in the old bass waters. I don't know, but I could knock a fillet off him, the size of him. Good sized creature. Well, we had 47 altogether. We're getting through them pretty quick here. Appreciate you guys watching along here. Some people might find it interesting. Some people might not think it's that great just watching somebody clean fish. But it's good to have somebody talk to you here a little bit. I should have got a camera mount out here. This thing's going all cattywampus on me. There we go. Usually how I operate, about half the rigging that I need. Half of that I'll leave home. The old GoPro took a hit today when I had to push a big tree out of the road, so I got out with the GoPro to try to film it, and I forgot about it, and I was rocking back and forth hitting that tree with my brush guard, and I was back and forth right over the top of that GoPro. I smashed both screens all to pieces. It said it was still recording, but I couldn't see anything, so actually I don't even know what I got for footage. Hopefully I got something good. I took some with the phone for backup, but that's the second one I've ruined. I lost one over in Jackman deer hunting a couple years ago, and I went and found it the next spring because I had the tracker on my Onyx. That worked great. And when me and the kids went back and found it last spring, you might have saw that video. And but the GoPro had seeped a little bit of water into it with power cable hooks, and it lost it. So I got to send another one in for. I buy the warranty on them, so you can get them replaced for $99, no matter what happens. As long as you have one to send them. They won't cover it if it's lost, I don't think, but you got to send them back something. I didn't get any drone footage of this one because I didn't want a chance taking the drone out there in the kayak. You guys been catching any fish lately? What's old wowing? I know it's not fresh water, but we have some mackerel finally showing up around the wharves down here. That makes for a good meal. Yep. I haven't gone down for a few years. I used to take the kids down to Eastport there off the pier. We caught a mess there one time. Pretty tasty. They're quite a lot more rugged than these white perch, but they're, if you like fish, they're good. A lot of people smoke them, I think. We always just baked them on a wire cookie rack in the pan so the grease would drip down out of them. Like to sprinkle a little dry Limpton onion soup mix on there for seasoning. Pretty tasty that way. All that oil drips right out in the pan with that rack in there. Do the same thing with lake trout up here. Oh, that one got away from me. I didn't tell Danielle I was doing a live out here. She's probably going to think I'm talking to myself out here. Lost it. Got nothing. Probably I talked to myself anyways, just didn't know it. Oh, dropped that one right on my shoe. Oh, she did hear me out there. She did think I lost my mind. Chanterelle season. I never been much of a mushroom chaser. I assume that's what you're talking about chanterelles, mushrooms. About the only thing I've ever, I don't know enough about them not to kill myself, so about the only thing I ever got was we get the oyster mushrooms up here that grow on the rock maple trees that are kind of dead and dying, like October or so, or maybe even into November. We'll get those oyster mushrooms. My father used to take a 8 or 10 foot stick and he'd duct tape a putty knife to the end of it so he could reach up there and scrape, and he'd do it that way. We used to can those up and eat them for. We're getting down to the last strip here. We had them all laid out here for a picture. We got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17 left. A lot of the old deer hunters are down to hunt stock this weekend down in Massachusetts. I haven't made it down to that yet. I got to make it one of these years. Looks like a grand old time. Usually make the spring thaws for the big woods buck. That's a pretty good one there. He must be 11, 12, maybe a little better. Usually these average around here, 8 to 10 inches would be the size you normally keep, but there's a few ponds. Once in a great while, you'll get one up around 15. I've heard of 16, 13, 14 inches. That's about big as they get. There's an exception to every rule. I'm not sure what the state record is. That's probably something outlandish, like in the 20-something inches or something. Oh, I got one of hers right here, one of her kitchen knives, in case I got to cut these rib cages out and stuff. I got that out of the drawer. Haha, I got one of them. How's the lobster in Ireland? You catching any lobsters? Going on, Matthias? Doing pretty good. I got a nice bunch of white perch tonight. We're doing a little live fillet session here, passing the time. In a couple weeks, we're headed up to fish with Del Harrington way up in the north country of Maine for some muskies. We're hoping to catch into a big one of those. We haven't done much muskie fishing. I've done a little bit. I caught one little one time, but haven't caught any big ones. So we're going to go up and do a couple days with Del and see if we can get some nice ones on film. Don't have very many muskies in Maine, pretty much just the very northern end of the state where we border up with Canada. Central part of the state's getting quite a lot of pike now, but we never had any. They're both pretty much invasive. We never had those years ago. The muskies came down, the Canadians stocked them up there, and they came in down through the rivers, and the pike, I don't think those were illegally, I think they were illegally dumped in different spots, and so there are quite a few of those in central Maine now. Pretty much just pickerel around here. They're good meat. They're just a lot more pain to clean because you gotta know how to cut around all the bones, all those Y bones that run down the back. Once you get that down, if you get a good one, it's a lot easier to clean than it is a smaller one. But there is ways to clean them to get them out of there. It's just a little more of a pain. So I threw those two back just because we had so many perch. They're pretty tasty though, those pickerel. Getting a fair price as well, $5 a pound for new shell and $6.75 a pound. She's starting to slow down a little bit. I'm a project manager in construction. Been doing a lot of work in southern Maine, but we just started a big marine division. We bought a pier and a big tugboat and a barge down in South Portland, down the southern end of the state. And been a lot of storm damage from those big storms last fall, so I've been going around to a whole bunch of different lobster pounds down that way to assess their docks for pricing together. A lot of that stuff was pretty old and decrepit to begin with, and then those big storms came and they're real rough now, so hopefully we'll be able to help those guys out and give them a decent price to be able to fix up some of them old lobster pounds there that's down on the coast. Been out there a few different places. I was trying to think of the name of the last town we went to. It's right out from Brunswick anyways. I can't remember the name of it always escapes me, but you guys get much damage from those up the coast there further, Alan? How's it going, Alan? We got your packages. We're tickled to death with them. I never seen those miniature pry bars before. Those are going to be handy taking clips and stuff off out of the truck or anything else I'm working on. Pretty handy to have a couple. I hadn't seen those little miniature pry bars. Those are going to work great. The kids love their spork. You sent them there with the spork on one side and the spoon on the other. Danielle's nice pot. She'll put that to use, I'm sure, bushcrafting here right off. Oh, that one got away from me. That was the one I messed up. I gotta fix it a little later. Caught a big bunch of perch today, Alan. Me and Liam went out. We're going to make a nice little video out of it. This is one of the spots we've been wanting to get to. It's kind of real hard to get to. We had to take the kayaks. So we was doing a little live action here of the flaying. Hadn't done lives before. I wanted to try to do more of them. Several places here and down towards Machias got hit hard. The Sandy River Beach section out in Munson's Bay got railed with a lot of tide surge. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the fire blanket. Danielle was going to buy one of those anyway. She was ticked to death to see that. That's going to come in handy. Well, hopefully it doesn't come in handy, actually. Oh yeah, that storm surge and that water, and then the places that wasn't sheltered from the wind. That made that water really rise during those big storms. One of the piers there, the pier was lifted up 3 feet above the hot top where it connects on, because the piles had pulled out of the ground, so the whole pier was picking up and down like it's going with the waves. He said he didn't expect it to be there when he came back the next morning, but she's settled down, she's still there, and he put a bunch of temporary reinforcement under it to get him through this season. One of the piers we went and looked at, we was looking at one, and then we looked down and we see another pier is in disrepair, so we walked down and talked to those guys, see if they need any work done, and it ended up being Tyler there from the old Wicked Tuna. It was his pier, but we didn't end up seeing him. He was out tuna fishing, but that's who owns the pier, we found out from another guy. So he's got a pier down that way out off Brunswick now. The old pinwheel. He drives the old pinwheel boat. I haven't got out doing any tuna fishing yet. I want to do that one of these days. Can't imagine getting out there and wrestling with it, one of them 100 inches or so. Make a man's arms ache, probably. Be fun, though. Be fun to try. Winding down here. We're getting the end. We only got 8 left. Oh, I cut that one right off. You won't hear me bragging much about how good I am with electric fillet knife, but it gets the job done, that's for sure. My ex-mother-in-law is a peas down by... Oh, I work with one of the guys that does a lot of my deliveries for work is a peas. It was Dwayne Peas. He lives over in the J area. That's a pretty good one there. Pretty good size to it. Some big ones make the old knife stall a little bit. Get out of there. Get out of there. Don't fight me. Reaching me up. There we go. Winding down. Now we went out there in them kayaks, and I always break the paddles down. You can take them apart in the center. So I brought 4 halves. Then when I got down there, I had 2 males, and then I had 1 that would fit together. I give that to Liam, so I had to paddle with a half a kayak paddle. You'll see it in the video there, all the way across the lake, because of course the fish are always on the other side of the lake. So that was a neat paddling that kayak around with a half a kayak paddle, but I guess I'll pay a little bit of attention. Now I probably won't. Haven't got much filming done with the bus this year. I got a spot on the one of the rivers up here. I parked it on. We've only been there a couple times, and wasn't really anything to make a video about. We just kind of went there and stayed the night. Pretty soon I'll be bringing her back home to take back and park for the fall spot. I think we're going to try to put it in the same spot we did last year there on the lake where we ice fished for the winter. So as long as I haven't talked to the guy yet to see if I can park it in there, but I'm sure he'll let me. Pretty good ice fishing camp. Deer hunting this year, I got the 3rd and 4th weeks off, so if I don't get one the 3rd week over to Jackman, then we'll be headed back in there. I'll probably go in anyways, even if I get one, just do some bird hunting and stuff, just stay at camp. See if we can get some family to come down in and stay and do a little hunting. Stayed in a few days last year, chased a few bucks around. I chase a lot more around than I kill, but I have a good time doing it. I think the bus is awesome too. Yeah, that's right. She dogs out a little on them bigger ones. between me and my father, we've burnt quite a few of these up, dogging them down. They'll die out after a while. I bought this Piranha. Oh, it was saltwater edition. I said, oh, this one's got to be more powerful. I think all they did was just put a couple different stickers on it. Doesn't seem that much different. I like the blades to be slightly dull because when they're brand new and wicked sharp, it's awful easy to cut through that backbone right there. And when you cut through it, that messes up every time. It goes right through so easy. So it's almost nicer when they're a little bit dull, because they'll stop when they come to the bone. So this one's pretty dull, which dogs the knife down, but it also is easy to fillet as far as I'm concerned, because I'm not cutting through the backbone so much. Yeah, I've taken my rifle for quite a few hikes. I could just as easy, most of the season, lug around a 4-foot piece of 2x4. It'd be doing me just as good. Been kind of a slump here lately. I haven't got one for, I don't know, a couple years. I killed 3 or 4 good ones right there in a row, and I was on a roll, and then all of a sudden I've hit a big drought. But hopefully this will be the year I'll turn things around a little bit. People are going to get tired of watching my tracking videos here pretty quick if I don't kill something. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that don't need to see the kill. They just like to see the adventure and see the mistakes that I might have made, and they might learn from a little bit. There's a lot out there that they just skip through the video hoping to see a kill shot. But there's a lot of people out there that don't need that. They just like to have the adventure. If you get one, they're tickled to death that you got one. They love the video, but it ain't a big deal to them. They like to follow the adventure and see the country where they're not. Whoop, I messed that one up in good shape. See, that's what happens when you go through the backbone right there. You gotta start up there. Let me see if I can get up through this way and get... Too busy telling stories. Here, I'll get that backbone out of there afterwards with the other knife. I got most of the fillet of the other one. Yep, messed that one up good shape. 3 left. Whoops, I let Liam catch some sunfish and yellow perch there by the culvert where we dropped our kayaks in, and he had a package of worms there, and I looked down and he was just black, wormed right up to here. Both hands just black, looked like he dipped them right in coffee ground. So I had him wash his hands off when I went to get him in the truck, and then he handed me his fish pole, and the bottom 2 feet of that fish pole was just fish slime and worm dirt. Just hands stick right to it. I said, if he ain't a fisherman. I like to pull that skin off here at the end. It's supposed to be getting better. I must be getting tired. Getting late. Would smoke any fish? I have a little Chief from Loader, and I love that thing. It's got to be 35 years old. I haven't smoked very much fish. I love smoked fish to eat. I should start doing it. There's an older couple down the road. They're up towards 90 now, and he was always a big togue. We call them togue up here. Most places they call them lake trout. Big lake trout fisherman, and she would do piles of that smoked lake trout. See, they was big smokers. I remember I used to go up to the Miramichi Atlantic salmon fishing there quite a bit. In the they were big into smoking up there, and I went to this old guy's place, and he had like one of them old metal refrigerators with a wire axe, and he'd set that all up as a smoker. He had electric walk in the bottom of it, and he'd put soaked wood chips in there. Then he'd lay all the, and then he had a sink beside it with salt in it. He'd roll the big salmon fillets in the, well, they weren't super big. You can't keep them over 26 inches up there, but he'd roll them in the salt, lay them on them racks in there, and smoke them with that old-fashioned refrigerator. He had it built right into the wall of his little smokehouse there. Pretty neat. Tasty stuff for sure. All right, we made it through to the last one. I thank you for everybody that joined in here. A lot of people wouldn't find much interest in somebody cleaning fish at, I don't know what it is, 9, 10 o'clock at night here, but I appreciate talking to you. It's good to see you. I hope to do some more lives in the future, and we'll look to see you on the next one. Keep an eye out. We had a video go up tonight of our 4-day trip there, camping and cooking and fish catching and all that. We should have the video of me and Liam with this perch hopefully sometime this week. So I appreciate you guys following us along, and we'll see you next time. Hope you have a great time.